One of the most significant changes for Cumbria LEP is moving to become a company limited by guarantee. I think it's very important because it sends a message to everybody that we are here for all organisations in Cumbria. We are, whilst being highly accountable and transparent, are absolutely independent and are working on behalf of the whole of Cumbria and every business and organisation within it.
Over the last 12 months we have stabilised board membership and indeed increased it, and this has therefore brought greater diversity and with it greater insight into what is happening in the county. We've also met our gender balance requirements, and I'd like to think that drawing people from different sectors of the economy and society from across Cumbria as a whole, we have managed to introduce a new level of in-depth understanding.
We're delighted to have established a whole new governance structure that involves all of our business, our public and our voluntary and community sector partners. We've now got 9 sector panels, 5 strategy groups. We've also got a investment panel and a delivery board for the Kingmore Park Enterprise Zone.
One particular important development over the last 12 months was the opening of Carlisle Airport, in which the LEP has put a certain amount of money, and that has all the potential for being a major change in the way in which this county is perceived and how it can do business.
The LEP's involvement in this airport was absolutely critical. That grant, that 4.95 million that the LEP made here, unlocked around £10 million of private sector investment. So a fantastic decision by the LEP delivering this fantastic airport that Cumbria and the Borderlands have been waiting so long for and wanted so badly. In relation to the impact that this airport brings to Cumbria and to the Borderlands, I think there's a couple of things. There are the direct jobs, and obviously those are incredibly valuable, but there's also that catalytic effect of airports, the real shot of confidence that this is giving to the economy and particularly to the visitor economy in the Lake District and beyond, making sure that businesses feel confident in investing in their own growth as we invest in the growth of this airport. The Cumbria LEP have been a fantastic partner to work with. It wasn't just about the funding, it was about holding our hands, about making sure they stood alongside us, helped us talk through stuff, were just there for us. And on behalf of the team at Stobbart, I'd like to say thank you very much. Your support is so much appreciated. Thank you.
So we opened the museum on the 23rd of March 2019 after 8 long years of development, and had it not been through the funding that we received through the LEP, we wouldn't actually have been able to complete this museum. So what it enabled us to do was to build on the architecture and the site and the environment and the boat collection by giving us more opportunities to work in developing skills, by completing our landscape, by adding that extra quality edge to the museum, which truly makes it world-class for Cumbria. And it enables Cumbria to work further with international markets, particularly working with the Asian markets and working with partners that are already around the lake and in the area, to show visitors that there is something very new to offer in Cumbria, despite our traditional background.
The LEP has supported us through 2 main projects, ESF funding for skill support for the unemployed and NEAT reduction and prevention. We want to make sure that all the people in Cumbria can fulfil their potential. We've had almost £5 million worth of funding from the LEP over the last 3 years and the next 2 years going forward. It really helps drive forward the inclusive growth agenda. It allows us to employ some fantastic staff to work with people on a one-to-one basis and in group works and really motivate them to find the right jobs. And we've got one of the best rates of getting people into employment in the country.
So for an external manufacturer to come here, the big thing that we can give them is exclusivity. There's nowhere else in the UK where you can go to a facility and have exclusive use for yourself. So that means that they can bring a prototype, a new vehicle, which doesn't have to be disguised. The evaluation centre will primarily be a 2.6 kilometre test track where you can test all sorts of vehicles, and then there'll be a new building which is 120,000 square feet, and that will encompass all sorts of design, engineering, manufacturing and also specialist workshops for the test facility. The LEP support and the investment has really enabled us to take the whole facility to where we want it to be, which to be honest wouldn't have been achievable without the support from them. We've created this unique facility in Cumbria, but of course, you know, Cumbria is my home, it always has been and always will be. So to be able to create it here and have this unique facility and also create, an extra 100 jobs. It means a lot to me, and I hope it means a lot to Cumbria as a whole.
Following two significant flood events, it was important for James Walker to secure the future of the site going forward, to continue to support the local communities and to provide jobs which are critical to the local area as one of the biggest employers in Cumbria and the biggest employer in Cockermouth. So we worked with Cumbria LEP and a number of partners to come up with a scheme to protect the site from future flood events. We built a flood wall around the site, and to give us access we have 3 automated vehicle access points and 3 pedestrian access points. In the event that we do get water within the site, we have 2 pumping stations to evacuate that water. Cumbria LEP have invested £2.6 million into this scheme, and James Walker will match that with a £10 million investment over the next 5 years in capital projects, and also to increase from 406 jobs by another 30 jobs within the area.
So the Cumbrian Coastal Railway is really important for this area, and the big progress that's been made in the last few months is to get the Department for Transport to support a study to decide exactly what needs to be done to improve that railway line. And that's got funding in total of 8.35 million, of which about 10% comes from the Cumbria LEP. So the study will be looking at all aspects of the railway, including the tracks themselves, which are jointed and therefore very noisy and rough, reducing speed, and also the signalling systems, the platform infrastructure and everything else to do with that rail line. So it's not just the railway infrastructure, it's the connections for public transport. So Workington and Maryport have been supported by the LEP to ensure that there's plenty of parking, to ensure that people, whether visitors or locals, have a really efficient transport system around the West Coast.
Cumbria is now seriously on the map. People recognise that we've got a national offer to make, and for me 2020 is the year in which we really capitalise on that offer.